Today marks 81 years since D-Day, the Allied invasion of Normandy, France, a turning point in World War II that helped free Western Europe from Nazi control.
81 years, and while one local veteran did not storm those beaches, he was serving in a different part of the world at the time, and his story is no less impactful.
Steve Iwanek sat down with this 99-year-old hero. Steve, stories like this can especially be meaningful on days like today.
It really can be, Kaylee and Jeff. So like we said, James Kirwen, is 99 years old, and from November of 1943 to September of 1945, he served as a second-class petty officer in the U.S. Navy in World War II, fighting against the Japanese in the Pacific Theater. Now, today in his quiet home in Risingsun, we had the chance to sit down and talk with him. This is your first TV interview.
Right.
Okay. At 99 years old, James Kirwen of Risingsun still remembers the walk he took down the road on his 18th birthday.
I walked about a mile down to the recruiter's car to get in and go to the Navy.
It was November 11th, 1943, Veterans Day, a fitting birthday for someone who would become one.
I didn't want to be in the dirt.
That's why he chose the Navy over the Army. He served aboard the USS Catoctin, Mazar, Mount Olympus, and General John Pope, a radio operator, a choir director for Mass, and a young man who at one time shared a ship with an Army household name, General Douglas MacArthur, the head general of the entire Army. Did you ever see him in person? Shake his hand, anything like that?
Oh God, no.
While James served in the Pacific, June 6, 1944 arrived in Europe. D-Day, the largest amphibious invasion ever in history. Do you remember anything just about D-Day from the other side of the world? Any communications about it?
No, I don't really.
While he doesn't remember the news, he remembers the fight. And Toledo history professor Barry Jackish says D-Day's impact was felt across oceans.
At D-Day, even though it took place thousands of miles away from the Pacific Theater, was a huge morale boost for both the soldiers and Marines and sailors who were doing the fighting and airmen, but also for the American public.
For James, his service was finished a year later. He poured his life into his family and the family business, Kirwen's Market in Fremont. He later opened his own in Risingsun. What was that one called here in Risingsun?
Kirwen's Market.
And through the decades, he's never lost his pride or regretted that walk that he took 81 years ago.
I'm very proud of what I did.
Now, this coming Monday will mark James and his wife Suzanne's 78th wedding anniversary. He has 5 kids, 11 grandkids, 22 great-grandkids, and 7 great-great-grandkids. And out of that, 8 of them are either active duty or veterans of the armed forces. In studio, Steve Iwanek, WTOL 11.